All right, let's talk about the Miami Hurricanes for a second. Look, Coach Cristobal, he's had an incredible offseason with what he's done in the recruiting game and transfer portal. And we've said that a number of times, but it feels like every couple of weeks, Miami brings in another big name recruit, another big name transfer. I mean, they've been killing it, and a lot of credit goes to him. But they're not done, folks. They recently pulled in another massive transfer portal addition. Let's get into the report, then we'll talk about it in detail on the other side. This is courtesy of The Athletic. Miami received a commitment on Tuesday from Tyler Barron, the top available player in the Athletics transfer portal rankings. Barron, a 6'5", 260-pound senior edge rusher from Knoxville, Tennessee, produced 27 tackles for loss and 13 and a half sacks in 4 seasons at Tennessee before transferring to Louisville in the spring. He re-entered the transfer portal and visited both Miami and Ole Miss during the spring window. Barron ranked fifth in the SEC among edge rushers in 2023 with 41 pressures and a pressure rate of 17% per Pro Football Focus. Great numbers there, advanced analytics when it comes to Barron. All right, Miami has done it again. Coach Cristobal has done it again. Incredible offseason continues, adding a great playmaker here. Miles, I'm curious what your thoughts are. But first, Miami fans, in the comment section below, look, we're right in the middle of what's going to be summer workouts. Before you know it, training camp's going to be here, and then football will kick off yet again. In the comment section below, give us the one matchup now that we're looking ahead to 2024 that you're looking forward to more than any other. There's a lot of great matchups for Miami, rivalry game, home game, tough road game, whatever it may be. Give us the one matchup you're looking forward to more than any other and put it in the comment section below. But Miles, give me your thoughts on this latest big time move by Coach Cristobal and the Miami Hurricanes.
Yeah, Nick, I think top guy in the transfer portal currently kind of speaks for itself.
Yeah.
You know what kind of player you're gonna get out of a guy like Tyler Barron. He's elite. He's very good. He's one of the better pass rushers in the SEC. He had an 83.3 pass rushing grade last season per PFF. He's a guy that can cause a lot of chaos in that backfield. But I think one of the keys here is Mario Cristobal, historically good at recruiting guys out of high school, getting them to commit to Miami traditionally. But we all know in this era of college football, the transfer portal really seems to be the future. And Miami has added a ton of good talent to their team this offseason through the transfer portal. And I think this latest addition is one of their biggest victories yet. Because look at the article, who did they go up against? They went up against Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss. Ole Miss, the number one transfer portal team in all of college football this season per 24/7 Sports. They had 77.36 points in the transfer portal. They had 22 total commits out of the transfer portal, 1 5-star, 7 4-star guys. This is a team who went all in on the transfer portal. Ole Miss was killing it. They were crushing it. Mario Cristobal, he has been doing quietly very good as well. Miami's number 10 in the transfer portal game. But to go up against the titan of the transfer portal in Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss, and again, for the top player, we're not talking about some mid-level guy. This was the top player left in the transfer portal at that time. And to win that fight, I think this is a big win for Miami as a program. This is a big win for Mario Cristobal as a recruiter in the new transfer portal era of college football. And I think a lot of people aren't giving this enough praise, enough credit. I think this was huge. I think the player is great. He's going to add a lot to the team. I think we're going to see his name all over the field. But I think this win in the transfer portal is just showing that Mario Cristobal can go toe to toe with the biggest guys in the transfer portal and come out victorious for the Hurricanes. If I'm a fan, I'm loving that I'm hearing this.
What's very interesting about what's happened this offseason is that normally when a coach or a program they're able to bring in a top flight transfer guy, it's because they're really lacking at that position. And they're just saying, hey, listen, you come here, you're gonna be day one starter, you're gonna get a million reps, you're gonna get a lot of playing time guaranteed because we need your help. We need some bodies here. We're a little light in this position. That's generally how it works, right? But Miami has done here been able to do is just load up of incredible levels of talent up front. So this is according to the great Hayes Fawcett over on Off on Three Sports, great follower on Twitter. Hayes Fawcett highlighted the incredible amount of talent they've added onto the edge and defensive line. So we're talking about 2024 here. 5-star edge Marquise Lightfoot, 5-star defensive lineman Justin Scott, 5-star defensive lineman Armando Blunt, top 85 recruit Booker Pickett Jr., who's an edge, Tyler Barron, who we just talked about, and then Simeon Barrow Jr., number 2 defensive lineman in the spring window. So we're talking about a defensive line that was already stacked, right? They already had plenty of guys, great bodies here. And despite all of that, they were able to convince Tyler Barron to, away from Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin, the number 1 guy when it comes to college football transfer portals. He is phenomenal at it. That's what Kiffin's known for. Getting guys, recruiting, getting transfers. That's his game. That's how he works at Ole Miss. That's how he's built Ole Miss from a mediocre team into an actually top 10, top 15 program. You got Cristobal beating out Kiffin here to get a guy who literally knows that he's going into a bunch of position battles at Miami. Folks, that's a great sign, right? That means that the sales job that Cristobal is doing and what he's selling to potential transfers and recruits isn't just a, hey, come here and play a lot. Hey, come here and get a huge amount of NIL money or something like that. I mean, he's got a larger message and a larger theme here, and it is working. And what we're seeing out of Miami, I think, is a great sign for the future because we talk about it all the time on this channel. As major college football becomes much more like the NFL game, it really comes down to 2 things: having a great quarterback and making sure your great quarterback is upright. And the inverse of that on defense, of course, is to making sure you put that great quarterback the other team has in the dirt as much as humanly possible. And that's exactly what Miami is set up to do. They got their quarterback. They've got a solid offensive line. I'd like to see a little bit more on it, but we'll see how the season shakes out. But in terms of defense for opposing quarterbacks, there's none better than the Miami Hurricanes right now, certainly not in the ACC. Once again, great offseason by Coach Cristobal continues. They've got something special, a storm brewing down in Miami, if you will, and I'm really excited to see how it all shakes out.